All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Look, if you're an early stage founder right now, the 2026 startup ecosystem can feel, frankly, incredibly daunting. There's just so much going on. So today, we're going to decode that overwhelming funding environment and really transform it into a clear, actionable strategic playbook. We're stepping away from all the chaos and building a direct, logical path to help you scale your vision.
To do that, here is our roadmap. We'll start by tackling the wall of noise, then define the actual startup tools at your disposal. After that, we'll build your decision-making framework, navigate the unique 2026 landscape, unpack the founder's strategic playbook, and finally, wrap up with your immediate action plan.
So let's kick things off with Section 1, the wall of noise. Before we even think about building a strategy, we need to validate exactly how you're probably feeling right now trying to get your company off the ground. It's just a wall of noise. I mean, when you're constantly hearing about accelerators, incubators, government grants, angel networks, and venture studios, it usually leaves founders feeling completely blasted. It's honestly the default feeling in the startup world today. So if you feel like you're just staring at endless disconnected options without a map, you are definitely not alone. But, we can't just stay stuck in that confusion. Our whole goal in this explainer is to cut straight through that noise and replace it with a focused, highly effective strategy. Success today means knowing exactly how to pick the right resource for the specific stage your company is at, and more importantly, understanding how to actually leverage it for tangible growth. Moving right along to Section 2, defining the startup tools. Okay, before you choose a path, you absolutely must understand what the vehicles actually are. Let's look at the classic difference between an accelerator and an incubator. Think of an accelerator as a fast-paced boot camp. It's usually 3 or 4 months designed purely for speed and scaling an idea that already exists, usually ending in a big pitch day. On the flip side, an incubator is a much slower, more open-ended environment. It's really focused on hatching an idea from scratch. They serve entirely different stages of your startup's lifecycle. The crucial thing here is understanding the distinct trade-offs of each tool. Accelerators give you seed capital and a great network, but they're going to demand around 3 to 8% of your equity. Incubators might just charge you fees without taking a slice of your company. Venture studios, they'll actually embed their own engineers and marketers right into your team, but in exchange, they're taking a much larger equity stake. And then, of course, you have grants. These are the magic words, non-dilutive funding. You get the capital to support your R&D, and you keep 100% of your ownership. Knowing exactly what you're sacrificing for growth is the absolute foundation of your strategy. But hey, never underestimate the human element in all of this. Did you know mentored founders actually achieve 3 times better outcomes? It's wild. Investor networks and accelerators provide what we call smart capital. It's not just a check, it's their expert advice, their massive Rolodex of connections, and their credibility transferring directly to you. Honestly, this is often the most valuable part of the entire exchange. All right, on to Section 3, the decision-making framework. I want you to actively play along with this thought experiment right now. Think about your startup today. What is your single undeniable need? Is it just raw cash to keep the lights on and survive? Is it expert guidance because you're totally stuck on product development? Or is it the network you need to reach those crucial first major customers? You really have to identify that one critical bottleneck, because your answer dictates your path entirely. This is the priority matrix. Every single day, you are weighing capital, network, and mentorship against your willingness to part with your equity. If expert guidance is your absolute top priority, then trading a little equity for a top-tier accelerator makes total sense. But if you fiercely need to protect your equity and simply need cash to fund some heavy research, well, you should be hunting exclusively for non-dilutive government grants. Your number one need dictates the tool. And remember, actually, scratch that. It's crucial to remember. This answer might completely change in 6 months. That brings us to Section 4, navigating the 2026 landscape. 60%. Let that sink in. A staggering 60% of Y Combinator companies this year are expected to be AI-focused. This single statistic is a massive flashing sign showing exactly where the gravity of the market is pulling right now. We are seeing these major, specialized accelerators popping up exclusively to fund and support AI companies. So what does this mean for you? Well, because the generalist programs are leaning so heavily into AI, you must be incredibly targeted. If you're an AI founder, you're looking at places like Excel and Google Atoms. But if you aren't building the next big AI model, you need vertical-specific programs. If you're in health, look at Halcyon. If you're specifically in mental health, look at SeedSpot. You have to find those niche programs that are explicitly searching for your exact type of solution. Okay, let's level up with Section 5, the Founder's Strategic Playbook. This is where it gets really fun. It's fascinating how we can elevate those foundational choices into pro-level advanced tactics. You can dramatically extend your runway using what we call the stacking strategy. Basically, you don't just pick one route. You pair an equity-based accelerator, which gets you the network and that vital seed money, with massive, non-dilutive resources. For example, imagine securing $150,000 in Azure and OpenAI credits from Microsoft, and then stacking that with $200,000 in cloud credits from Google. You're literally stacking these resources to artificially inflate your runway without giving up a single extra percentage of your company. It's brilliant. And that brings us to an incredible pro move, all about timing. If you time your VC pitch right after announcing a major grant win, let's say something like the Braze Tech for an Equitable Future grant, you are leveraging that external stamp of approval. Think about it. A major grant tells venture capitalists that a serious, rigorous organization has already vetted your idea and put money behind it. You walk into that pitch room with massive leverage to negotiate a vastly superior valuation. Now, we've got to talk about the traps where this playbook can go completely wrong. Fatal flaw number 1. Chasing the brand name. Please beware of chasing a shiny logo just to slap it on your startup's website. You have to verify if the program actually offers structural support for your specific industry. We see founders get in, give up a chunk of equity, and then just suffer through incredibly generic mentorship and terrible post-program support. Don't let vanity drive your strategy. And then there is fatal flaw number 2, the grant timeline trap. Look, government and foundational money moves at a snail's pace. It just does. Don't let slow grant payouts kill your startup because the cash finally arrives 3 months after you've emptied your bank account. The solution here is to build a blended capital stack. Mix in venture debt or revenue-based financing to bridge that cash gap and keep the lights on while you wait. Simply hoping the check arrives in time is not a funding strategy. A blended capital stack is. Finally, let's bring it all home with Section 6, your immediate action plan. Let's wrap up this explainer by giving you some hyper-specific marching orders. I really want you to follow these 3 precise steps to stop endlessly reading blog posts and start taking strategic control of your future. Step 1, open a doc and be brutally honest with yourself. Write down your number 1 undeniable need for the next quarter. Step 2, based entirely on that need, create a custom shortlist of just 3 to 5 laser-focused programs. And step 3, reach out to an alumnus. And I'm telling you, step 3 is literally the ultimate cheat code. Reach out directly to program alumni to hear about their actual experience. Send a quick DM, ask for just 15 minutes of their time. This is exactly how you bypass the polished marketing copy and get the absolute unvarnished truth. Ask them bluntly, did the program actually help you raise your next round? Was the mentorship real or was it just fluff? So I want to leave you with this final critical thought. Which specific tool are you going to leverage today to cut through the noise and scale your vision? Armed with this matrix and this playbook, what is the single most important move you will make right now to transform your startup's trajectory? Don't let the ecosystem overwhelm you. Choose your tool, make your move, and go build something amazing.
Welcome to Startup Founder Best Practices. Glad to have you all here tonight, and we're looking forward to a great session. Feel free to ask questions, ask what we're here for. We had a good networking session, so that's the time where you can meet other founders and ask questions, and so. I probably talked a little bit more than I should have in that session. So, but I think I still have enough energy for tonight. And but I'm excited about working with founders and all the things everybody have going on and all the advances and the improvements with the AI stuff to kind of help founders move forward. So it's really a great thing. So tonight, I thought I would review some of the things I've learned over the past 6 months, and just so make sure everybody's kind of up to date. And so I'll tell you the process I use so you'll get it, because I did make a mistake. I I I asked ChatGPT to review my prompting history over the past 6 months. Excuse me, over the past 6 months, and to go looking at the things I've learned and that are useful. And so I ran that prompt and it gave me some information, and it looked at pretty good. And so I went to Notebook LM as I normally do. I'm a sucker for Notebook LM because I can make sure I understand what's going on there. But I created some videos and some graphic stuff, and then I listened to about an hour of the stuff, and I recorded as I listened to it, and I dumped it into that transcript in the Chat GPT, and then I ran my Lanika analysis on it, and so and so it told me all the it analyzed the transcripts, and since it was a couple of videos, maybe 3 videos, and the audio overview, it had about an hour worth of stuff, and so it literally like the Lanicha prompt does, it finds everything that's not true in the information, and it analyzes to make sure it's factual and everything. But the neat thing about that, it made me realize, which I normally always do when I generate information, I always analyze it, with my personal Lanika prompt, because when the AI, the large language model, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all of them are programmed to tell you what you want to hear and to make you feel good, but you want to know what is the truth, not just what makes you feel good. And so I was able to create some more videos that went into more details, and so that I thought that was pretty amazing. So I've been talking to you all about what we've learned and stuff, and this Lanika method of prompting was one of the things that we learned, since last October, and it's been making a big difference for founders. And so just want to make sure you all understand that. And so what it came up with was this idea from AI tools to AI teammates, and so that sounded pretty good. It's a good topic. But when I ran the Lanika analysis on the result of the stuff, it actually went a little further than that, and so you'll get to see that firsthand here. So I take a minute to kind of let you know we're not here alone. We have supporters, and so the partners. If you all know somebody, these are some of the people we partner with and companies we partner with that support what we're doing, and people we partnered with in the past that founders we've been able to work with. But we, through some of these partners, we have tools, and so shortly I'll get a whole tool. Black Innovation Alliance, they just came out with a new tool, so I need to make an appointment with them so I can get that to share with you all. And we're always doing stuff with the Black Innovation Alliance, and so this right here is kind of like the most important kind of tool that we use, because it's the framework, that we the methodology that we follow that leads us to the right, in the right direction. So if you're doing something that's real important and critical, you need to have a methodology. You need to have a framework. And to give you an example, how you can go astray with not having this framework. Let me just scoot down here a couple of pages. But these are some of our also partners for people who put up money to support what we're doing. But I'm talking about this LEANSTACK framework right now. And so I went to 1 Million Cups yesterday, and here locally in Pensacola, and we had 2 presenters, one founder, a couple of founders. They presented their AI tool for helping with business marketing and stuff like that. And the other one was doing a restaurant, and they both were really good presentations. But the one that had the AI tool, it had like marketing stuff like personas and stuff like that, copy, all this kind of stuff. But and we'll get into this a little bit more, but when you don't see a framework, somebody who's actually following a proven methodology that works, you're just hitting and missing, and you're not getting the entire picture of what's going on. So when you're prompting, you need to be prompting based on a framework that knows your business, the history, the business model, the customer segments, all the evidence you had to prove the demand for your product, and the hiring and firing criteria for your product, the customer forces that you have to do to get somebody to switch from what they're already using to what you have. And that's literally customer forces is the transition all the marketing and the advertising do to take you away from what you're already using to what they have, and that's how they attract you. But if you don't know that information, and if it's not based on the analysis you did to find which customers to focus on first, you're spinning your wheels. So that's the importance of a framework. Now, this startup science thing here, you need to use that too, and we make that available to you at no charge. It's like a startup ecosystem in a box. It has it takes you through the different phases of your business, whereas the LEANSTACK is more milestone, making sure you reach a milestone, a defined milestone. And in the startup world, there are defined milestones that your startup has to reach, to kind of grow and scale. And so you're not working in a vacuum, you're working based on a framework. And so just remember, when you're using all these AI tools and they're not based on a framework. And another way you can actually look at it too is working with some students this summer and trying to help them understand how to use AI. And one high school student says he used it to do his homework, and a college student said the same thing. He used it to do his homework. And so the reason why that works is because the AI knows what to focus on. You've given it the problem, well-defined problem, so it doesn't have to hallucinate, it doesn't have to think, it sees what it needs to work on. But when you prompt for a business idea and it doesn't have the context and you of everything that you're trying to do, it doesn't know what to focus on. So because the large language models, they know so much that you have to get it to focus on your particular thing, and so otherwise it's just going to generalize, hallucinate, and lie to you. So it's literally as simple as that. So that's real important. And so I want to make sure that make sure you know and actually understand that. So let's see here. So I'll get the evening started. and I'll show you the first kind of explainer video. And so as you can see here, I have some sources. So this was a source that I had. Let's see, look down, I can tell by this stuff down here. 167 days ago, and I guess that's probably sometime maybe like last December timeframe. I'm not 100% sure, but it was based on this document here, and basically it said over the year that I had, and I probably created more, but it had 22 AI agents or software applications that I had leveraged AI to create. And I'm not sure why I picked this one to add this particular thing to it, but it was. And so this particular source here was when I prompt ChatGPT to about the topic tonight, and so it was reasonable, and so but I had it generate all the stuff you see over here now 3 hours ago. I had it generate that, and so I spent some time listening to and looking at some of that stuff. But while I was watching the videos and listening to the audio, I recorded it and created it, got the transcript. And then I put the transcript back in the ChatGPT, and then it got this particular thing. And so, of course, the videos and audio repeated a lot of things. So it found that. So it kind of analyzed the transcripts and found out all the untruths in it and everything. So that's why it's important to create your LEANSTACK prompt, and so it can analyze stuff and stop the AI from lying to you. I'll just try to keep it as simple as that. So let's go back up here to the videos that I created. Is based on one source, and I'm not going to show you all these things. And it's basically this source over here. And what's neat about Notebook LM, you can prompt here, ask questions just like you do with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or whatever. And the good news is it's going to only be based off these sources. And so that's why whatever sources I have, I typically have the AI, my LEANSTACK prompt, analyze them before I put it in here. So just to kind of get a better idea, that the stuff is actually factual. And so that's what this stuff here is. And so first, I'll share my screen and make sure I'm sharing the sound. So I'm going to stop a second because that's the only way you're going to hear it. I have to make sure I'm sharing the sound. Nope, I have to get rid of it first. Stop screen share. Okay, now share it again. Just bear with me just 1 second here and make sure I get the sound shared. And here we go. Okay, so let's just look at, before I do the video, let's just take a look at some of the infographics real quick, just to kind of, so you kind of get an idea of what this thing is. So it's founder operating system, fake progress, AI as your accountability partner. That sounds really good. Closing the team gap, so building AI teammate. Avoid doing the wrong work faster. Yeah, so AI allows you to do things a lot faster. And so as a founder, you want to identify your riskiest assumptions about your business model, your Lean Canvas business model. You want to let me blow my screen up so I can see it here a little bit. You want to, I like the screen better. Define success evidence. So a lot of people have intuitions about their business idea or what they're doing, but you want to generate evidence, because when you go to get help, they don't want what you think, they want the evidence. Design the test, collect and analyze the evidence. So you collect that evidence, but you want to analyze it. And so when I say analyze it, the Lanika prompts are kind of a good way to analyze stuff. But there are some other methods to kind of like analyze stuff as well, make decisions, update your business model. And so it's like a little loop. You just keep going in, and it's like a learning loop. And so, AI, what AI can't replace. AI can organize evidence. Humans must provide unique customer empathy, moral judgment, and relationship capital. So the human is always involved, and you can't get away from this. So since the AI can do a lot of things, what's the main thing that's left is you need to be able to use your own judgment. And so that I would like to mention that's another way I use AI. I use it to help me think clearer and better. And so, so it's all about you and helping you become better at what you're doing. So I think that was useful. Let's see. And I don't know if you all know the tricks to this stuff, but like when you go in this generate report, every time you click this, it comes up with some reports based on the sources you have checked over here. And so, and I explained this in the past, that you can literally copy these prompts that generates those reports, and then you can take them over and do infographics, or you can take them over and do the videos. That's one way you can actually create. That's kind of what I did here when you see these several different approaches to the videos, and that's also what happens here when I get different versions of the infographic. Let's take a quick look at this one. It says an AI-powered founder operating system, and it's sort of showing the evolution of things. So let's the maturity journal from tools to system. So now founders having to actually do systems, and so it was more tool oriented back in 2003, but it evolved to this doing systems. And so let's look at this core learning loop. And I think I created a video on this, but this learning loop is the most powerful thing that you want to take away from here. So it's talking about assumptions, test, and evidence over activity, AI execution, and human insight versus AI execution, the judgment part of it. So you have to come in there and do that. And so when you use ChatGPT, it's useful also to create data tables, and this is just reflecting some of the that stuff here. But you see here this workflow, and so you got a repository of all your evidence. You got the workflows that you go through with your startup, and then you have your human approval gates that you have to keep intact. So you transition from tools to teammates. So that's what that's showing. I'll take a minute and show that last infographic just so we can get more prepared for the video. So building the founder operating system. And so the reason for this particular thing was that when you don't have the tools, you can actually create your own tools and your own founder operating system stack. And that's what this is all about. So I said at the beginning, when you're not following a framework, everything's chaotic. That's what this is showing you here. If you just working on your startup and you're prompting here and prompting there and not following a framework like the LeanStack framework, you don't have the whole foundation. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm saying it's better when you're following a framework. So from tools to repeatable skills, and so this is talking about AI agents that have you give them skills so they can actually do things, and so this is a big transition. So now you have these AI agents. These AI agents have access to a set of skills, and so they know what work to do. That's literally equivalent to you as an employee for a company. You have certain skills, and that's what that's all about. So you want to give the AI agent some skills so they can actually do the work, and so when you put all this stuff together, you start. You're creating a learning system. You get teammates that all these different AI agents can actually work together. So and so it's just trying to go through all these 5 levels here in the video to explain that too a little bit better. And the top level 5, is this founder operating system. So what I'm sharing with you today, if you don't have the latest tools or whatever, it's just to kind of give you an idea of what you need. So it's everything. It's about a mindset, and it's going from a transition, evolution of going through the process. All right, so let's take a quick look at this video. It's hot off the press. And let's get it going here. Get started.
Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring an absolutely massive paradigm shift for organizational leaders, incubators, and ecosystem builders. We are looking at how to completely transform founder support. We're moving away from that simple, disjointed AI tool training, and instead, we're talking about building a persistent, evidence-driven capability infrastructure. If you're out there guiding startups, this explainer is going to show you exactly how to move beyond static program delivery toward building long-term, highly effective founder development systems. Okay, let's dive into this. Automation accelerates execution. A founder operating system accelerates learning. That is a powerful distinction, right? It totally elevates AI beyond just mere productivity. You see, the next big competitive advantage for founders isn't just snagging access to the latest AI tools. The real economic value is the ability to build an evidence-driven learning system. Automation just speeds up what you're already doing. But a founder operating system, that speeds up how fast you learn, how fast you confront reality, and ultimately how you make better decisions. So, here is the structured journey we're taking today to help shift that institutional mindset. We'll hit the AI automation trap, rethink AI maturity, explore the founder learning loop, talk about governing the system, and finally wrap up with building capability infrastructure. Let's jump right into section 1, the AI automation trap. There's this hidden behavioral pattern we see all the time with early-stage startups. Founders often substitute activity for actual evidence. Relying solely on AI to just churn out endless content without validating the underlying assumptions is a massive trap. Imagine automatically generating like 500 marketing emails for a feature your customers don't even want. It just helps founders hide inside what the sources call fake progress. Because think about it, if you automate before you validate, you're literally just doing the wrong work faster. The true goal here is learning discipline, collecting real, hard evidence, and making better decisions with fewer resources. So, the crucial point is defining exactly what makes up a founder operating system. It's not just some really clever master prompt, and it's definitely not a wild collection of fully autonomous agents. It is fundamentally an accountability system. It's an environment where AI performs very defined, repeatable skills. Think of a customer interview analyzer or a pitch coach, but it is always operating under human direction and strict accountability. It acts as structured accountability that actually reduces a founder's ability to hide from the evidence. Moving right along to Section 2, Rethinking AI Maturity. Think about how the narrative arc of our collective mindset has shifted over the last few years. Back in 2023, we were all basically just experimenting, asking, what can ChatGPT even do? By 2024, it turned into this massive software chase. Which AI tools should I use? Now, in 2025, the focus has shifted to pure productivity. How can I automate tasks? But looking ahead to 2026, the strategic founder and the institutions supporting them absolutely must ask, what founder operating system am I building? We're talking about moving from isolated prompting to real organizational architecture. And this brilliantly illustrates that exact progression on a 5-level maturity ladder. You start way down at level 1 with a basic AI tool producing a one-time output. Level 2 steps it up to a reusable skill, like having a repeatable method for writing investor updates. Level 3 introduces an AI teammate for recurring assistance. But guys, the real magic happens at levels 4 and 5. A learning system at level 4 actually connects your assumptions to real evidence. And finally, level 5, the founder OS itself, coordinates multiple learning systems with permissions, memory, and governance to drive fundamentally better decisions. Okay, let's step into Section 3, the founder learning loop. This is the core engine. We really need to demystify how this tech connects to proven founder development. This is the minimum viable loop. First, you identify your riskiest assumption. Second, define exactly what evidence would support or weaken it, and then go collect it. Third, analyze the patterns and the contradictions in that evidence. And finally, make the call. Decide whether to persevere, pivot, or pause. Listen, without this underlying assumption to decision cycle, you don't have an operating system, you literally just have a collection of disconnected AI assistants. AI gives you incredible leverage at each of these stages, but only when they are actually linked together. And why does this matter so deeply? Because the economic value here shifts the entire startup landscape. It is not about getting free labor. It's about generating greater learning and execution capacity per founder dollar. To put that into perspective, for solo founders, non-technical founders, and underrepresented founders, this kind of AI capacity can fundamentally close both the knowledge gap and the team gap. It provides access to high-level support capabilities, stuff like market research, pitch prep, deep data analysis, way before they could ever afford to hire a full team. That brings us to Section 4, governing the system. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that closing that team gap creates an entirely new reality for founders. There is a critical boundary we have to draw. AI is amazing at helping prep for interviews and analyzing transcripts, but we must never replace human discovery with synthetic discovery. AI organizes and interprets the evidence, but humans create the relationships. We understand emotional nuance, local knowledge, and lived experience. AI should never become a substitute for looking your customers in the eye, listening to them, and building actual trust. Because the truth is, you aren't escaping management. You are becoming the manager of a hybrid human-AI organization. And that means you need ironclad guardrails. The sources warn heavily against the very real risks of fully autonomous agents running wild. A real founder OS requires explicit permissions, data access boundaries to protect your sensitive customer info, audit logs, reversal mechanisms, and absolutely crucial human-only decision gates. You have to prevent unauthorized communications, AI hallucinations, or just bad updates from literally breaking your business. Which brings us to the climax of our explainer, Section 5, Building Capability Infrastructure. For all the organizational leaders tuning in, this is your mandate. Ecosystem builders absolutely must evolve. The old model of program delivery, giving founders a static 6-week workshop on how to type a prompt into an AI tool, is just no longer enough. The new model requires providing a true founder capability infrastructure. This means offering founders access to persistent, evidence-driven learning systems. You aren't just teaching a tool, you're giving them the infrastructure to repeatedly convert their assumptions into actions and better decisions over the long haul. So if you represent an accelerator, an incubator, a college, or an economic development agency, this is the pivot you must make. By providing this persistent capability infrastructure, you fundamentally change how you support and evaluate startups. Instead of measuring a founder's traction purely based on raw activity or how much content they're outputting, you evaluate them based on their learning system maturity. Are they confronting reality sooner? Are they using real evidence to pivot or persevere? That is the true mark of a supported AI-enabled founder today.
I want to leave you with this final, absolutely vital question from the source material. As AI capabilities become everywhere and as execution inevitably becomes commoditized, what is your human advantage? The answer lies in your unique customer empathy, your moral judgment, your courage, and your ability to recognize truly meaningful problems. AI might commoditize the heavy lifting of execution, but it drastically increases the value of human insight and trust. Build the system to handle the execution so you can double down on being human. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I challenge you, start building your evidence-driven infrastructure today.
All right. Do you have any questions on that? Your questions don't have to be related to that, but yeah. So just go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and we'll keep the ball rolling here to kind of help you keep moving along. So yeah. So. AI can be really helpful, but it can, like the thing said, that it can help you do the wrong things faster. And so we're here, Thursday nights, every Thursday night, so you can learn some of the best practices. And so, like I said, that created a bunch of tools, a bunch of AI agents with different skills and stuff, but if you don't reach out and get involved in our program, it's hard for me to share the tools with you so you can actually move a little faster with your startup and keep it growing and scaling. So, like I said, feel free to put your chat in your questions in the chat, and I'll be glad to help. There's no such thing as a bad question. We're here to help you move forward. Yeah, and I can tell you that the video I just showed you, it was a lot more thorough than the one that I had prepared earlier, where I hadn't used the Lanika prompt to do the analysis on the transcripts and stuff like that. So everything always sounds good, looks good, but you kind of have to stop the AI from lying to you so you can move forward. You have to use a framework to be prompting in, and that's the kind of stuff that makes a difference in moving forward. And so I don't see any comments or questions. And so I'll share my screen here again, and I'll review the prompt I was some of the stuff, resources that we have to kind of help you move forward. So the framework we use is the LEANSTACK framework. And so this is AI prompt that follows that LEANSTACK framework. So, and what I want you to understand about that is it's a process that you go through. And so, and let me see if I got a visualization of that. I may have it here in this particular slide. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Okay, and this is not the best chart, but if time goes this way, and so this is the workflow or the process when you have an idea, and so everything builds as you go to the right here, and so product market fit. You have all your unit economics, who the main customer that's buying your stuff. So you're going from a lot of different customer segments down to one. So you're trying to find the customer segment that's going to give you traction. And so that AI prompt was just showing you the link to, it actually simulates going through this whole process. So the information that the AI is generating it starts off with the foundation, but we add one step before this. So whatever your business idea is and your industry, the first step the prompt does, it goes out and finds all the stakeholders in that industry for your business that your business idea is in, and all their pain points. So now the AI is building from this knowledge, this context of the industry, and all the struggles that all the stakeholders in that industry have. So when you prompt this, when you just do a prompt about marketing, the AI doesn't have the context. It doesn't know the problem that industry is having. So that's the first context you're giving the AI so it can actually do a better job. And then the second context that the prompt does, it says, what are all the business models that you can actually use to make money by solving those problems? And so it generates 10 to 15 business models of ways you can make money solving those problems. So now the AI has context on how all the different options for making money. And then, so the next step, I tell in the prompt, I tell the AI to take the top 3 ways you can make money and combine that into one business idea. And that's what this is a one-page business plan for those of you who may not be familiar with the Lean Canvas. So it's got 9 blocks in it. And when you fill out those 9 blocks, it's like you get all the stuff out of your head and into one page. And so this business model is, I don't know if you all listened to the video at the beginning of the broadcast. When you fill out an application for a loan, or if you fill out an application to get in an accelerator program, you fill out an application to get a grant, you fill out an application to get in a pitch competition, you're actually putting the information from these 9 blocks in that application. If you leave anything out when you fill out these applications, they don't know they think you don't know what business. You're not communicating how you make money with your business. And so there's one block on here that deals with the solution, and that's this block here. So this block right here, if you see what I'm talking about, this is the customer segment block. This is the problem block and what the people are currently using. This is the solution box. This is the metrics block. This is your unique value proposition. So you have to communicate all these things when you're talking about your business. It is the one communication tool that is used for investors, bankers. So like, even though a banker may want you to do a business plan, but what they want to know is the stuff in these 9 blocks. And so you can see the prompt it's got a good foundation when it starts dealing with these business models here, customer segments here, stress tests here, stress tests here, stress tests here. From that, it generates a business model story pitch. Your brain works in stories. The investor's brain works in stories. The banker's brain works in stories. So if you're not communicating the story, your message gets dropped. And then this is the business model design phase. And then this pink thing here is your demand validation. And so this is the AI just literally takes you through all these steps to find your early adopters or target market of the variant of your business model that you can get started with and generate the most customers for. So and also your marketing strategy. And there's a lot more details I can show you here, but believe it or not, demand validation, this is the mistake most people make. They go out and build something before they validate the demand for it. And so yeah, and this is the secret sauce to the whole thing here. Yeah. And Sam's got a question. What is the biggest unexpected hurdle founders face with an AI-powered startup? Oh, that's a Sam. I'm gonna get you for that question. That is a big, tough question, but I really appreciate it though. And what I'll try to think about that question a little bit, because I think it does require a bit. But so let's define what an AI-powered startup is. I call it an AI-enabled startup. So it's like AI is totally ingrained in everything you do in the startup. The AI is analyzing everything the customers are saying. The AI is evaluating all the customer feedback. Just everything. So like, you don't have to, it's just the AI empowered startup. It's like the brain. It's like a brain. It knows what the customer is interested in. It's keeping track of all the churn. It's keeping track of everything about the business, and it's helping you learn faster. So I would say the hurdle that people, this is what my answer would be. I had to talk a little bit to kind of come to the thing. The biggest hurdle within an AI startup is people don't really understand. To me, this is what my answer would be up for a second. The average person doesn't know how the AI really works. And so when you have an AI thing, it's something that has to be nurtured, and humans have to look at it, because the AI agents within your application have skills, and those skills, it may deteriorate on how well it does over time. And so the AI could get bombarded with information and actually even have a nervous breakdown and start spitting out crazy information. So it's something you have to learn what an AI native system is. I was talking to one of the students that built the application for us last summer, and he built it. He didn't trust the AI to do it, so he built it. So I explained to him today, you built that, but now I have to go in there manually and do all the reports, figure out everything. But if you had an AI enabled, it keeps track of everything and analyze the behavior of the people that's using it. And to give you an example, and most of y'all may not even realize this. So based on your prompting history, all the large language models that you're using, it literally knows how your brain thinks. It knows how you think. And so since it knows how you think, so just be thankful or prayerful that that somebody doesn't want to use that and steal that and don't want to use it in the wrong way. But so when you pull that, when you step back and think about it, so AI tries to emulate your brain. And so what happens is, when your brain is set on a goal, and it moves to, helps lead you to the goal. So in an AI-enabled startup, it knows what the goal is. So it's going to optimize all the activities in your startup or your company to, it can optimize based on whatever metric you want it to optimize on. So the AI will figure out what to do. But if it's not AI enabled, you're going to have to figure it out on your own. Sam, was that clear enough, or was it too complicated? And what's your opinion on that? feel free to put it in the chat. But I love that question. I love all questions that make you think. And so let's do something real quick here. Let's see if I can, let me get this, go back to here. Just, okay, trying to, hitting the wrong button here. Good thing I didn't hit the power button. Okay, let's see, to get my glasses on. Okay. I'm not sure if I got the information in this particular thing, in this particular. What are the biggest, I wish I could copy that, Sam, unexpected. So you have to know all the things that could go wrong with the AI, and you have to plan for them, and make sure your all your quality control audit stuff, safety stuff is new. But the good news is the AI can help you understand what the deal is there. And so, and the way I approach your PRD, a product requirements document, when you're doing, even for your specification for an agent, you have to consider all the things that can go wrong. The AI could start hallucinating. The AI could get too much information at one time and break down. It's just so many things that can actually go wrong, or you can be using the wrong models and get a $1.5 million AI bill, because it's just so many things you have to consider. It's like crazy on this stuff. Let's see, can I finish this real quick? Sam, if you got any comments on that, I appreciate it. If you want some more clarification, I'll be glad to do that. It's got to be a better, not a fast. Fast typer. Startup. Let's see if there's enough information over here that can answer. What is the biggest unexpected hurdle founders face within an AI-powered startup? And this may not have all the information in the sources, but we'll just see. Oh, it does. Okay. The illusion of fake progress. That's why you want to do the evidence. So when you automate before validation, seeking reinsurance instead of testing your assumptions, and with the fake progress, the burden of managing a hybrid system. And this is kind of what I talk mostly about. Why AI helps you close the team gap. A solo non-technical founder, it creates an unexpected second-order implication. The founder is not escaping management, but rather than becoming the manager of a hybrid human AI system organization. Founders must now master the new responsibilities, such as defining explicit roles, writing clear instructions, establishing high quality, revealing AI outputs, controlling permissions, and determining which tasks must be human-led. So, okay, so, yep, it's hitting on everything. And so this is why when I'm doing the requirements, I work with the AI to help create the requirements. And so the good news is that there's some, like for security SOC 2 requirements, there's some AI governance requirements. All that stuff is the specifications are out there. GDPR and all these requirements out there. So guess what? If I'm building some software, or if you're doing something for education, it's all those things are out there. So guess what? I include all those things in the requirements document. Because the AI knows what these requirements documents are, and so and that's another a reason. But so that, see, Sam, you're asking me a really hard question. The AI took like a whole bunch of stuff to ask, but that's like this synthetic customer discovery. Yeah, and so Sam, you were at the 1 million cups, and the bottom line, this is kind of what I'm talking about. So when you see when you don't build your stuff on a foundation, a framework. See, so like when you get over here talking about marketing and stuff like that, selling, it's based on a foundation of stuff. But if you just go to a ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, say, this is my business, create some customer personas for my business, or create some content for my business. It doesn't have all this information from back here. So that's a mistake. That's why I was asking the question about frameworks yesterday, because it's good when you have frameworks, but it's good when you have a framework that takes you through the whole process. And that's what I would always tell people. I worked for the government and we had multi-million-dollar projects, and they had never been done before. But what we did, instead of this entrepreneur method here, we followed the R&D method. So we had a step-by-step process that we took stuff through. And so as long as you follow the process, it's gonna lead you to where you need to go. And I love like the idea of these questions and stuff. It's a really neat thing. And I don't think that answer to that question is going to fit in the chat, but I'll see if it will. I'll try it. Something fit in there, but I don't know if it got the whole thing, if it chopped something off there. So I just put it, let's see, how much did it get? So it didn't get all of it, but yeah, Sam, I hope that was useful to you. But I hope y'all get my point about this idea of, like the example I was given, like if, so the lean canvas is the block that those 9 blocks have to be filled out, but it's constraining the AI to those things. So when you use the AI to answer problems, the problems are clear and well defined, and so the AI can focus. But when the AI large language model knows so much stuff, it doesn't know, it's got so much information, it's just gonna since if it doesn't have all the context, that's why it hallucinates just in order to do it. So the number one thing that you want to take away, like when you see this, thing here. You have to have something that's storing all the context, all the evidence that's going on. So the AI always understand what your business thing is all about. Because if you don't, you can't really trust the answer that is given you. And so for those of you that are watching tonight, I'll share the document with you where you can create your personalized Lanika prompt, and or you can use the LeanStack framework AI prompt. And I've showed this thing a million times. So it's the framework. Like I said, I showed you the graphical part of it. So you put your business idea, and the more details, the better. But you can put a small amount of details, but you run this prompt in it. And so the purpose, it's like it says, you're about to analyze a business idea using the LeanStack business model design, demand validation playbook, extend it with a marketing strategy series that translate discovery insights into actions into marketing funnels, campaigns, and experience. So the demand validation, without the demand validation, you don't have all this marketing stuff you're guessing. But the demand validation stuff in the LeanStack, it actually gives you the information to get your potential customer to switch from what you're doing. And so this is the thing that's worth the waiting go. This whole prompt uses the Lanika robust discovery principles, and they're there. Analyze the business idea in the industry, and using that thing, and create a full business model, validation plan, go-to-market strategy, and each section of this thing should create clear label artifacts that you can actually use. And so just looking at business model design, and like I was saying, the first, and this is just to show you the significance of what I said, identify the stakeholders and pain points. So it takes the industry, it finds the stakeholder, the pain points, the emotional impact, the business impact. And and I don't know if you're ever going to find anything that's going to get in the amount of detail. In the deep research mode, this thing is going to tell you about the different ways you can make money with your business, ranking them businesses based on ways you make money based on scalability. And analyzing creating and analyzing the lean canvas. 5 different customer segments, elevator pitches, desirability tests, viability tests, feasibility tests, rollout plans, the story pitch, the validation. So you see the validation has to do with these customer forces, jobs to be done. Let's see if it's got the mapping the hiring and firing criteria. All this stuff in here is based on real world stuff, proven stuff, and so you can see why I love it. And so so this solution matrix, these 5 P's, but the bottom line is it's said, this matrix, you want a PRD level detail, and that's how I discovered that how strong the Lanika method of prompting was. A sales pitch, experiments you can run, whether you should keep going a pivot or pause or whatever, and then the marketing strategy. So just on and on here. So you're not going to find something that's going to evaluate your business idea to this level of detail, generating the marketing copy. So it's a really strong prompt. All righty. So any more questions before I get off here? Remember, let me see if I can get some key points here to that you can remember, and hopefully you will can move forward with. And let me get that share link for you before I forget. Put it here in the chat. So that document I just was showing you, and it's got the links to the prompts, and here's the link to the document. And so this is a gift for you for chiming in. It will literally change your when you create your Lanika prompt, and you just take my word for it. Is like, so this is the first thing I'm going to say. AI tries to emulate the brain. You as a person with the brain, you know when you decide on something, your brain sort of helps lead you to the point. Or it's just like when you decide you're going to take a trip, but when they, like if you were doing it yourself, you would map out the directions and plan the whole thing out. And you're trying to get to a certain point. So even if you make the wrong turn, you're going to know to try to get back to the right place. And so once the AI knows what your goal is, it'll create stuff to help you get to your goal. And that's what the Lanika prompt actually does. It's an example I use over and over again. Like if you're getting ready to buy a new BMW or something, let's say on July 4th, you're going to buy a BMW for your birthday or whatever, or to celebrate America 250. From that moment on, everywhere you drive, you're going to see BMWs everywhere, because your brain will focus on what it knows your goal is. It will do that. And so that's what the Lanika prompt, when you analyze information, it analyzes it based on what it knows you're interested in, what your goal is. So that's one thing. And the reason why you use it, so the first thing, you follow a framework. Second thing, you use the Lanika method to analyze all the information. When you doing all these prompts, the AI needs to have a record of that so it can build upon what it knows. And so, that's kind of what I want to relate to you tonight. And so everything is evolving. And so we're here to learn and help you learn. The more questions you ask, the more I learn how to communicate the answers to you. And so I use my Lanika prompt, as many as 100 times a week, analyzing information, because I don't have time to read all of the videos. I look at all the videos, read all the transcripts. So I just let the Lanika thing do it for me, get all the key insights out of it, and the patterns and so on and so forth. So hope that helps you all. Join us, our program at apply.kakuinstitute.org. Look forward to working with you all and helping you. Appreciate you chiming in. We'll see you all next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye, everyone.